Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to TBRpg Live. Welcome, fellow adventurers, as I like to say. We'll just give everyone a couple of minutes to join, but I hope you're all doing well. I hope your Saturday is going well. I have not done much today. I've played a bit of Skyrim on my Switch. I've not done any reading. Been a bit bad in that sense. But Joelle, George, what have you done today?
I played Tetris, thank you very much, and I nearly won. So
Nearly.
nearly.
Tetris 99. You've
Yeah.
only won like 3 times, haven't you?
Yeah, all right. Don't have to at me. It's fine.
Okay.
I swear I'm good.
Oh, sorry, I looked at the wrong chat then. I looked at the private chat. Okay, so let's kind of talk about TBRpg. So last month, the month of August, I completed my TBR. Yay me! I completed all 5 books, which means technically that I get to add a point to one of my skills, of which I have here. But there is something that happened. So basically, in July, I lied to you all and I said that I was going to read Truly Devious because I'd started it. So I gave myself a point in charisma, but I didn't actually finish it. So it's all netted out. So we're going to leave it at a +1 because I have actually completed my TBR in August, thankfully. So it all just stays the same. So, didn't really need to say it, but just thought I'd explain either way. So you may have already seen that I have uploaded my September TBR technically already for Bookopoly-thon and for Magical Readathon. That was on Tuesday. Basically, today is going to be a live TBRpg because I hit 2K the other day. Woohoo! That was really, really amazing. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who's subscribed and who supports my videos. We are being really consistent and getting out loads and loads of videos every week, and it's just going really well, and I'm really pleased with how it's going. So today we are doing TBRpg. Basically, I've got my TBR next to me from the other video, and I'm going to attempt, the keyword being attempt, to add no more books. I'm going to try and fit the TBRpg prompts to the prompts that I've already had, or the books that I've already picked. Because that will be the easiest for me, and I don't think I'm going to read more than 10 books in September. As free as my time is, I don't think I'm going to be that free. So you may notice I am in a different setup. This is actually my library, and I've set up my desk finally. Even though I haven't got my proper desk, I've got a different desk, which is my gaming desk. There's lots of different desks, different things. So today we are doing it in my library because I thought it'd be a nice little background. And this setup is going to be something that you might see a lot if you join something that we are going to be creating in the next couple of weeks, and that is our Patreon. So because we've hit 2,000 subscribers, me and Jord have come up with ideas for a Patreon. We're going to fully properly announce it in about 2 weeks, maybe halfway through September, with all of the details, with all of the tiers, what you can get and for how much. And we're really going to try and bring you guys something unique and like very specific to us and the type of thing that you wouldn't get anywhere else. And just a bit more of like a spending more time with me, spending more time with George in the month, and games nights. I won't go into it too much because I will miss out stuff, but the announcement will be in a couple of weeks. So without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to Jordan, and we are going to start TBRpg for September. Take it away, George.
Okay, hello everyone. This feels slightly strange doing this live, but I'm sure I'll get into my swing. Essentially, for people who don't know what TBRpg is, it is a D&D choose your own adventure style story that I've written with choices along the story that Rowan then has to make a decision on. And those decisions then affect the prompts that she gets for her month. This will be part 5 in the overall story. I'll do a very, very brief recap of the entire story from here, and then we'll get started with the actual part 5 story. So essentially, in part 1, Rowan got transported to the future through a book, and so kind of a very sluggish environment. Everyone was really boring. Everyone was really, sluggish, not doing anything. And she came back and somebody attacked her, and she chased them to Eastwood, which was north of her town. And in Eastwood, she accepted a job from the mayor to go and look for a mark, which is a magical artifact that grants specific powers depending on what the mark is. In episode 3, she went on a ship to this island to fetch the mark, and she ran into somebody called Tiv, who had also been traveling to the future by somebody sending them letters called V. And this person also sent Rowan a letter in the first episode. So there's this random character called V sending letters and books to send people into the future. Tiv unfortunately passed away in that episode. Rest in peace. But she sent you to her house because she had all the letters and books from V. So then last episode, you went there, you received a letter from V without finding any other information, and actually met up with him. And it turns out the V is somebody called Evie, who wants your help to defeat this man called Obsidian, who is planning on taking over the continent with Mark's, those magical artifacts. After an unsuccessful attempt, a bit of a Freudian slip there, unsuccessful attempt.
Excellent mind, is it?
He casts you and Evie 600 years into the future, and that was the cliffhanger that was on the last episode. So
I'm just going to stop you there because the comments aren't coming up. I've only got this comment, so I'm going to reset my page and see if the comments come up. I'm really sorry if I haven't replied to anyone. I didn't think anyone was commenting, but apparently they are. It's just showing up.
No one's here.
So 1 second.
This is my show now, my channel. So we won't be doing TBRpg. We'll be doing the Jordan show. No one else. We're not doing it anymore. So we're just. There we go. She's back. Problem solved.
No, I can't see any of the comments. That's really annoying. I'm just gonna open the YouTube page and have it on mute so that I can see your guys' comments, because I feel bad not being able to see them. So
yeah, it's strange. It's not showing me either.
This has never happened on StreamYard before. Obviously, it's going to happen right now.
Yeah, I know.
Let me just get onto it. I will need to mute myself, please.
I know.
Oh, it's already muted. Okay. Oh, I can see them now. So I just want to say hi to Kendra, Jasmine, Jody, Soph, Lauren, all of the usuals. Bex, you're all here. I'm really glad. Oh, and hi, Katerina, as well. Oh, yeah, and everyone's saying excited for the Patreon. Sorry that this is really delayed from me seeing your comments, guys. This is literally the first time it's ever happened. It's so
strange. That's
yeah.
Sad.
I mean, throughout this part anyway, I won't be able to look at your comments or reply because obviously we'll be into the story. But I just want to let you know I am seeing your comments now. So Jordan, you may carry on.
Right. Okay.
Into the proper story now.
Part 5. Okay. So. Barren landscape surrounds you, and grey skies merge with the horizon in a desolate blend. You bend down, and you get a handful of soil, and it just feels coarse and dry. Evie is still on the ground, coughing and writhing in pain, still isn't aware of the situation that you're in.
I kind of fucked her up, didn't I?
Well, you left her to die in the last one, yeah. The Obsidian called you bluff, and you left her to die, but he was bluffing. Quickly after she recovers and you educate her of your cast into the future predicament, she looks around with hopelessness and a bit of guilt on her face. So you question Evie because last time there seemed to be a younger Evie who was working with Obsidian as opposed to the Evie who was helping you. So you kind of question her a bit about that. And she says,
what the hell was that about then?
Well, she says, I'm sorry. Like, I never lied to you. I withheld certain information because
it's a lie of omission. It's still a lie, though.
I withheld certain information because I was scared if you knew the whole picture that you wouldn't help me. Now, I did steal the marks from him. That was the truth. I was his protege. I thought he saw real promise in me, but it was all because I'm a tracker. He used me to help. He used me to find marks. I'm attractive, so he
so
As time went on, I noticed his temper getting worse, and particularly he got less patient with me. And a few days before the Red Moon Festival, he nearly cost me my life by throwing me in his place.
He seems like a real prick, so.
Something then just snapped in my head, and my loyalty just ended there and then. So that night I snuck into his vault and I stole the marks, and I traveled back in time hoping to stop him before the Red Moon Festival happens. Now, the Red Moon Festival is what he calls his coronation. Before Evie can finish, both of you feel the ground begin to sort of very slightly rumble and vibrate. And it starts growing in intensity when a sight coming over the horizon catches your eye. A really long creature is weaving towards you at breakneck speed.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Evie gives you a look, and both of you begin running in the opposite direction.
Fuck that.
Small stone supports of buildings, long perished stand, but not enough to protect you. Virtually impossible to move as the ground now trembles underneath. The creature bolts in front of you.
Oh, Christ, I'm not fit. I can't run.
You turn to run the other way, but it has completely surrounded you with its body. It looks like a humongous millipede. It's not the reaction I was expecting. It's bright orange, and it has some dirt covering large patches of it. Most peculiarly, though, is that it's a harness towards its head. 3 people jump off the millipede and approach you. Oh my god.
Hello
Two women and a man begin walking towards you holding spears. The man and one of the women are the same height, and the other is noticeably taller.
Hey,
what the hell are you doing?
Hey, who are you? And how did you make that light? Are you with the Malacosta?
The what now?
The other woman goes back and commands the millipede something inaudible, and the millipede dives up and dunks headfirst into the ashen soil, digging and burying itself before it's just vanished.
Wow, that's a choice.
You can either your first choice, which is the one that you will be making, Ro, is you can either tell them the truth of who you are, or you can try and make something up and lie.
Who are you?
Do I make it interesting, or do I just tell the truth?
Are these people going to be allies, or she's going to lie? Okay, I'll need you to make a charisma check then, please.
Okie dokie. Oh, 10.
And what's your charisma?
No, I got 7 plus 3.
Oh, right, okay. So you say you're traveling merchants who've recently had their supplies stolen. The 3 of them look at each other and they don't quite buy that.
Fuck.
I don't buy that.
And they ask again, who are you really?
Okay, well, see, it's a whole thing, and it kind of would have taken a while to explain it. You should have been here like 10 minutes earlier because, he explained it. But basically, there's this guy, and he's not very nice, and he used... Do you know what a mark is?
No. Oh, yes.
Correct answer, no.
No.
What the bloody hell is a mark? Liar.
Wait, do we have any still? I can't remember. Did he take them off us?
He took them all off you.
They're like these little things, and they have magic powers, and a man threw one at us, and now we're here.
Hmm.
Don't know if I buy that.
Likely story.
Before the trio can ask any further questions, the ground begins to tremble again. And you look at them expecting for the millipede to reappear, but they too also look confused.
Whoa!
Ah!
So the prompt for your choice, before we go any further, the prompt is a book with 500 plus pages. So a chunky book. Look at it, right to hand. Boom.
She's got it ready.
I'm going to pick Threadneedle because it's already on my TBR. This is definitely over 500 pages. It is, I will tell you, that's the acknowledgements. 555 pages. It is chunky. I have this, and I'm going to show off my other one because I haven't showed it off in any videos yet.
Where are you going, you bastard?
Bye then.
Where are you going?
We're not finished with you.
Oh, we're going to that Goldsboro.
Oh. Oh.
I mean, oh.
Oh, why is it shiny?
Because it's got plastic wrap on it.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
All my Goldsboro books do. I've showed you them before. If anyone doesn't know, Threadneedle is a modern day kind of witches and wizards type thing. The main character has magic, and she lives in London, obviously, hence the sprayed edges. And she basically is counting down days to a ceremony that will bind her magic. And then she meets two people and they open her eyes to a London she never knew existed. So there's a shop that sells memories, a secret library where the librarian feeds off words, a club where revelers lose themselves in a haze of spells, and just kind of like a secret underground witch and wizard type thing in London, which seems really cool. And I'm hoping that it'll be a quick read considering it's quite chunky. It's quite big writing, big margins. It's fine. It'll be fine. I'm hoping to actually get to this one first on Becca's first sprints on Wednesday, because I feel like getting that one out of the way will set me up well for the month. So I can't remember what I picked those for in the other two. I could go and look, but I'm not going to.
I don't know either.
Yeah, prompt number one. Prompt number one done.
So, with the ground still trembling, Maddie pulls out a whistle and blows it, although no sound comes out of the whistle. All right.
Okay, thank God, can't whistle.
Please then demonstrate a soundless whistle. There we go, perfect. And Evie points to the horizon and she says, "What the hell is that?" Over the horizon, you can see 3 huge crabs galloping towards all of you. They're galloping like a horse.
Right. That is right.
Simultaneously, the trio turn their attention away from you and pack all of their things back up. The millipede erupts. The millipede erupts from the soil and waits patiently for them to mount the harness that they've made for it. The crabs have already closed the distance and are around 400 meters away from you, and they're gaining very, very fast. Evie jumps up, and you follow. So they sort of they reach their hand out, and they let you back up. They let you up on the millipede, helping you
scramble up onto this fucking millipede.
Get on,
you and Evie are sitting on the very back.
Oh God, I hate this. I get travel sick.
Like an absolute rocket, the millipede just accelerates and starts trying to put distance between you and the pursuing crabs.
Ah!
What the hell are those?
You look back at the giant crabs chasing you and see there are strangely dressed people riding these crabs. And they're shouting and howling as they are closing the distance between you and them. Now, I'll need the trio to please roll a d20 and tell me what you got.
All 3 of us?
All 3 of you, please.
16.
13.
11. Right. Okay, very good. So, traveling at ridiculous speeds across this barren land, the crabs are gaining either side of you now. To your left, you see 2 people preparing to fire a weapon, and a blast comes from the weapon as it fires a net that wraps around everybody but Spoops.
Sorry, the comments are
She's-
just like, the crabs are galloping.
Yes, the crabs
It's
gallop.
just funny.
Spoops is at the front, so the net grabs all of you but her. Okay?
I am victorious.
And it drags everybody crashing onto the dirt.
Oh, fuck.
The 3 crabs surround you all on the floor as Spoops and the millipede have no option but to carry on running before they're captured as well.
Goodbye.
So the crab riders dismount and stand over you all, still trapped under the net. The material of the net is like a thin and stringy, and it seems like hair almost, like a net made out of hair.
Ugh.
One of them says, "Oh, I could do an accent for this one, shouldn't I? I probably should. I'll have to think of an accent." Actually, okay. Hilton will be pleased with this. 4 sacrifices. Don't worry about the one we missed. Let's just get these back.
Sorry, Cole.
Cog.
Putting a hook on the net, all 6 of them stand on one of the crabs and pull you up, strapping you to the harness. They waste no time and they immediately set off. It could be back the way you came or the way you were running. The landscape is so empty that you have no sense of direction.
I love that Spoops has just left us.
She's gone.
She's gone. See ya. Into the sunset. The millipede is gone.
A little while later.
Peasants.
No, exactly. She's a strong, independent woman. She's the tallest of everybody, if you didn't get the joke as well. A little while later, as you pass over a hill, you see the camps that they're bringing you to. A large assortment of materials stitched together to make sprawling tents are haphazardly placed at the base of the biggest statue you've ever seen. The only remaining structure this far in the future that you've come across, and it's a statue of obsidian in a triumphant pose.
Oh, it's that prick.
Evie once again looks ashamed upon seeing the statue, but instantly looks up in shock, and she sort of whispers to you, "Remember when I told you I'm a tracker? I can sense like magical presence and these marks." She says, "The magical presence coming from that statue is the strongest energy I've ever felt."
It's a bit big, isn't it? We can't exactly steal it.
Meanwhile, Spoops, you sit alone atop the millipede, watching your friends getting hauled away.
Goodbye.
Sideways.
The
Galloping.
Malacostra tribe has taken them back to their camp. Now, the 3 of you have had many run-ins with them before, so you're aware of where their camp is, but you're not quite sure on how you're going to help.
Okay.
After letting them get a good distance between you and them, you instruct your millipede to follow the tracks of the crabs back to the base. So for the rest of you, the crab riders stop at what you assume to be the stables for these humongous crabs and tip you off the back onto the floor. They wrap your wrists together with fabric and tie it tightly and escort you through the small camp that they have. Gaunt and dirty people emerge from the tents shouting at what looks like celebrating your arrival.
Oh, peasants.
Soon after, the first person began shouting. Everyone at the camp has now gathered at the entrance to the largest tent that sits directly in front of the base of the statue.
Oh, no paps, please.
Looking up, there's flashes of light and there's people with microphones holding them out to you. They're like, please, please. No. Looking up, the pointed finger that outstretches up from the statue cuts through the clouds. It's that tall. Guards wearing the same strange clothing the crab riders were wearing let you through and into the tent. Expecting to see some lavish carpets and furniture placed around, it is basically just as miserable on the inside as it is on the outside. A small scorched table with people around it is to your right, and there's pretty much nothing else in this tent.
There's no account of a taste, is there?
Ahead of you, on a hastily put together platform made from debris, is a plump man wearing a large tribal hat and shell armor, and he sits on this stone throne. Oh, I've written more dialogue. I'm gonna have to keep doing this accent now. I'm like, for God's sake. Chieftain Alton, we bring you your 4 tributes for God Illud. We found them by themselves out in the waste. Alton stands. I don't know why you're laughing. Alton stands, and everyone inside the tent drops to one knee. Still silent, he walks closer and is fascinated by the four of you. And he retreats back to his chair and
Three of
says,
us.
the four of
as
you.
well.
I said four, didn't I? Yeah, Evie as well.
Oh,
As
yeah.
well, you silly
don't know.
goose.
She's fucking useless.
You might as well not be there. And he says, prepare the ritual for tonight. Lock them away until we're ready.
Oh, bloody hell.
Well done, my sons. So the guards stand up and drag you out into a nearby tent which has charred bars put together to form a sort of a cell. And the guards leaves nobody inside the tent, but they're outside the tent guarding it. Now, spoops. You follow the tracks slowly until you reach a hill that overlooks the camp. You can hear faint cheering from the camp, so you put out an ancient spyglass that's cracked but still usable and investigate. Very nice. You can just about make out a gathering of people outside a tent that are slowly dispersing. And then out of that same tent, you spot the others being dragged out and into another tent. So you make a mental note of which tent they've been put into.
That one.
So you now have a choice of how you would like to decide to rescue them.
Okay.
You can either decide to use the millipede to cause chaos in the camp and just slip in through the chaos, or you can try and do it stealthily. And try
Okay,
and
well, I'm going to have to
sneak
be
in.
a bit on brand here, because would I ever be stealthy? No, I wouldn't. I would cause chaos. So I'm going to use my millipede, please.
Does the millipede have a name? I didn't actually think about this.
Grant.
Grant. Okay. So Grant Mitchell, you're going to send him through. Sick. Okay.
Grant Mitchell-peed.
Go, Grant, go.
Grant Mitchell-peed. I like that. Okay, so under the chaos of an attack, surely they won't notice you slipping in and out.
I
So
might be
once-
tall, but I will go unnoticed.
Exactly. Once again, you instruct Grant Mitchell-peed to go under the earth and sneak up to the camp and attack when you blow your whistle. You have a whistle as well. Everyone has a whistle. The millipede buries itself deep and you make your way down the hill towards the camp. Now, this has given Rowan the prompt of multiple POVs.
You're welcome.
Oh. Let me just check.
Not even time to think about your TBR, does it?
No, you're right on.
Can
On
I
the-
just
on the
say that
clock.
Grant did a very good job, and I'm really proud of him.
Yeah. Well, he got you away from safety. So,
Oh shit! I thought She Who Became the Sun might be, but it's not. It's all third person, and each chapter's just got the name of like a place.
POV stands for place of view, so that works.
I apparently have a signed copy of Ninth House, which I didn't realise.
Very nice.
How do you not realise that?
I don't
It was
know.
a hidden
I don't know
treasure
where I
in the
got it.
cave.
It's the Waterstones edition.
I think maybe.
So I think they may have all been signed.
Someone
True.
said She Who Became the Sun is multi-pov.
Oh, there you go.
Is it just multi-pov, just like not technically like first-person multi-pov, I guess?
Yeah, you can have third-person multi-pov.
Yeah, it doesn't say at the beginning of each chapter who you're following or anything, so it's not very obvious. But
I mean,
if
I'll
it's-
allow it. Go for it.
Yeah, who said it?
Grant allows it.
Madeline, yeah.
I thought you were Grant said it. Grant told us.
Grant said it.
Grant Hero Story. Yeah, he's the Grant. Grant is the new mascot for the channel.
Everyone is giving Grant love, and I love it.
Grant the Mitchell-peed.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna pick She Who Became the Sun then. This is the gorgeous Illumicrate version. It's got, God, look at it. Bloody look at it. It's so nice. This is a Mulan retelling meets Song of Achilles, set in China. I think it's Mongol rule, yeah, like in Mulan. And it's sapphic. NSFW, there is a sapphic fisting scene, just to let everybody know. Katie told me that. I'm very pleased to
Coming in with
know
the
that.
important information. Katie sharing the important information.
Katie truly is the one.
Forget the
but
plot.
yeah, I always thought it was multi-POV anyway, because it's definitely from the two sides of the two sides of the Sapphic couple anyway. Zhu and it doesn't say who the other one is in the what's it called, synopsis. But I think it's I can't remember what the dynamic is between them. It'll be a good one. That's all I know. And it's not too long. It's not 400 pages. I truly have overshot myself this month though, but you know, we'll see how it goes. So that's the second one. I think I picked this for historical in Bookopolython, and it has a map as well. So I think that counts for the map, even though I think I picked Royal Assassin for map, but it's fine. There's plenty of prompts that can fulfill. Let's have a quick look at the comments. Yeah, Katie is a queen. What the heck? There's a what? Yeah, you know. I bet everyone's going to pick it up now. But yeah, okay, second book done.
Ready to carry on. So,
yes.
The sun is setting and it casts an array of orange and pink hues over the sky.
Beautiful.
A few hundred meters from the edge of the camp, Spoops, you blow the whistle, and shortly after the ground rumbles and Grant bursts out nearby where the crabs are kept, completely destroying their stables.
In the tent, I just be like, oh, bloody hell, not again.
Chaos then consumes everyone as the crabs run into the camp, plowing through tents and guards, just, again, causing absolute chaos.
Okay.
Just before this, however, back to the four of you, you're still locked up, waiting to be taken to this ritual that the chieftain Alton spoke of. You've tried knocking the bars down, but to no avail, or tried digging your way through, but the bars buried deeper than you expect. Evie turns to Euro and says, there's definitely something magical inside that statue, and if we can get inside, we might have a way out.
Inside the statue?
Inside the statue. A magical presence from the statue is, again, like I said, never anything I've ever felt.
Can you sense where in the statue? Like what point? His toe?
It's in the base, in this square base.
In the
statue.
Okay. Okay, that's a bit easier.
It's in the tip of his finger, right at the top.
Could you imagine?
So she carries on and she says, I never got to finish before, but the Red Moon Festival is what Obsidian calls his coronation. And he says, where the festival gets its name is from my ancestors. When magic was still prevalent, they didn't understand the majority of how it actually worked. Once a year, though, on the same day, their magical abilities were enhanced tenfold. And it was always on a full moon, thus starting the theory that the moon granted them their magic.
Did you take this from Zelda?
No. I've just wrote this as I went.
You know, they do the blood moon and then they all get really powerful, didn't they? The demons.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, in Breath of the Wild.
I don't know what this Zelda that you speak of, but this is completely original. It got the infamous name Red Moon due to the massacres that occurred on the day by the magical powered unhinged individuals.
Ooh.
It's now, as you know, a celebration of the dead, but Obsidian is going to use the day to enhance the magic of the marks and completely take the entire continent in one night.
What an asshole.
Shit.
Could Brad and Maddie please roll a d20 for me?
Indeed.
Yes.
And tell me the number.
Oh, it's a bloody good one.
16.
17.
Ooh.
Oh! Just edged you out.
Okay, so
Come on.
a guard marches in and points to Brad and says, our chieftain would like to have a word with you.
He's gay.
Come on then. Come on.
He yells back at the rest of you to face away and face the back of the cell so you don't try anything, and brings Brad out, binds their hands together. So the guard walks you to the same grand tent where you were before and waits outside with you looking around nervously. So there is a potential to try and slip away from this guard here, but it does depend on how you'd want to do it. So this is the third choice for you, Brad. You can either attack the guard, or you can try and charm the guard.
Cool. I'll use my Yorkshire charm.
Yay!
Charm.
Come here, you sexy guard.
Okay, so quite fittingly, I'll give you the prompt for this one first, and then we'll go into the whole, ritual, the mating ritual. So the prompt is fittingly LGBTQ rep.
That's fucking
This
great.
kind of went exactly the way I wanted it to go, which is very nice.
That's actually really annoying because She Who Became the Sun was my
Oh,
LGBTQ
no.
pick.
I don't believe for a second you've only got one queer book on your
I was gonna
TV.
say.
Yeah.
Come on.
This month.
Suspense.
It might be my only one this month. Shit.
Find another.
I have to find another. Oh no, it means I'll be adding a book to my TBR.
You got any volumes of Saga or anything?
Fuck, no. I don't own graphic novels, they're too expensive.
Kindle
Put
Unlimited?
my glasses on so I can look at my books.
Think of the sexy guard and the sexy traveller.
Get inspiration from a
Think of them.
strangely dressed guard
I do
and
have
a wasteland detective with a fedora on.
Oh, this is
Seriously,
so
there's
annoying.
nothing on your TBR that's also...
Well, She Who Became the Sun was my LGBTQ pick.
Yeah, I suppose.
Can I swap them round? Maddie did it earlier.
I
I'll
know.
do it. So... What was the last one? I can't remember. Multiple POV.
Multiple.
I don't have that either. I don't think.
Yikes.
God, I suck.
Black Sun's queer. Mate, Black Sun's queer.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a man and a woman.
I don't think it's a queer relationship, but I think it's non-binary characters. If I'm correct.
Ooh.
That's
That's part of the LGBTQIA plus.
Anyone can confirm in the comments. I knew it was a god, a crow god.
Yeah, which is supernatural, apparently.
Yeah, it is
According to you.
supernatural.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's queer.
Anyone in the comments has read one character?
One character is
I
bi.
will
That's
fucking
enough. That's
fucking
enough.
That's enough for me. Black Sun, everybody. Literally, all I know about this is that there's a crow god. I thought there was smut in it, but Katie has reprimanded me. There is not smut in it.
She would know.
She would know. And it's kind of like prophecy to be the villain instead of prophecy to be the hero kind of story. That's pretty much it. The synopsis isn't very good. Reading the synopsis doesn't make me want to read it, but like hearing everyone's rave reviews about it has made me want to read it. So that's all I want to know going in, and it's all I am going to know going in. I get another 450-ish pages added to the TBR. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's book number 3, right?
Yes.
Book number 3, Black Sun. I don't know what my supernatural prompt this was for.
Nice.
Yes, very
Right.
obvious.
So, let's carry on. Now, I haven't written anything predetermined. I've literally said, how are you going to charm them? So,
Oh, well, what do you
it's
like
up
to know?
you, Brad. So, the guard standing there looking around.
Am I trying to get him to let me out? Just for clarification.
Well, you're trying to get him to not take you into the main tent, hopefully take you to a different tent.
Right. Okay. Hello there, guard. Nice cheeks. I can see you've got nice cheeks there.
You sounded like a serial killer.
You sound like you want to eat them.
Please don't take me to the please don't take me to the main tent. Because if you do, then we can't get it on.
Oh, so
Sexy
the guard goes red, bright red.
Ah, Betty
Made him
does.
blush.
You're
and
blushing,
he's-
sexy
and
guard.
he looks around, sort of, eyeing around like, is anyone going to see it? And he takes you back to a tent on the far side of the statue. As
Yes.
soon as you
Might be
enter,
having to do some activities.
as soon
They're
as
gonna
you
be a
enter the
positive
tent,
scene.
Just went back to the
as-
fisting.
yeah, as soon as you enter the tent, he no. You hear the sound. You hear the sound of smashing and screaming coming
Whoa,
from the
oh,
camp's
shit.
entrance, and the guard looks at you and he's like, "Stay here. I won't be long," and then runs out. Okay.
No fun times for you. Huh?
Unfortunately, nothing.
It was all a ruse anyway.
Oh yeah. Stop that.
He didn't actually want to have sex with a man.
Or is it enemies to lovers?
So, meanwhile, the three of you watch as Brad gets taken away, and you're still left stuck in the cell.
Oh,
And
fuck.
you all look to each other in hopes that somebody has any plans, but unfortunately, nothing. The sound of guards rushing and destruction starts bleeding into the tent as you feel the ground to begin to shake again. Through the gap,
God.
through the gap in the tent, you see people running back and forth, really, "Ooh, what's going on?" And occasionally, something bigger runs past the tent as well. Then
Is
all
that
of a
my
sudden,
boy Grant?
Spoops walks in through the entrance, followed by Grant, who
Come on, Grant.
smashes through the cell, careful not to hit any of you inside.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You then explain that obviously Brad got taken away to see the chieftain, so you'll need to help him.
Please.
Evie insists on finding a way inside the statue and suggests that you split up. So Evie points to Maddie and says, "You and me, we'll go to the statue, we'll go and try and get in, while the rest of you, so Ro and Spoops, you go and look for Brad."
For Brad, okay.
Brad.
Help.
The
Oh, wait,
rescue
I'm
group...
gonna go to Evie. You don't fucking run off on me, okay? We're a team now. You come back. We help each other, yeah?
yeah, absolutely.
I'm now concerned for my safety.
Okay.
It's not convincing.
I'm
So
gonna turn to Maddie and I go, you come back here with her, you bring her back.
you're like a parent letting your child go off with somebody. Keep her safe. Hold her hand. Okay, so the rescue group exit the tent into absolute just chaos, destruction. Giant crabs are smashing through tents and running people down, and guards are throwing makeshift harpoons over them in an attempt to pin them down. Nobody is even looking in your direction, so you're absolutely fine walking out in the open. You spot the guard that took Brad running towards the crabs, so you head in the opposite direction that he's running from in hopes to find him. Now, Maddie and Evie, however, in the meantime, walk up to the back of the statue's base. At the back, people are preparing this ritual, putting up banners and laying mats on the ground in formation, and with a few guards watching over them, who obviously haven't noticed the chaos that is going on the other side of the statue. They call out and instruct you to stop loitering and help with setting up. So, someone walks past and has like this crate of grey powder and nearly trips over you, and the guard shouts to be careful because you could seriously damage people with this grey powder. While you're blending in, Evie walks over to the base of the statue and does a bit of a scan, like a metal detector with her hand, comes back and says, towards the middle of the statue and this side of the wall, it's hollow. There's a way in if we can get through that wall. Now, Grant would definitely be able to smash through that wall, but you also have this mysterious crate of grey powder that you can...
Grant would probably knock the powder over. He's a big boy.
He's very he's very clumsy.
Leggy.
Grant is leggy, exactly. So
As well.
choice number 4, Maddie, you can either decide to leave Grant to his devices, fucking up the camp, or you and use the gunpowder, or you can call Grant to try and get you through the base of the statue.
I'm gonna have to go with gunpowder. I'm intrigued. Grant's busy. He's protecting all of them.
Grant's busy. I feel awful disturbing Grant. So
He's got his job. He's sorted.
exactly. So okay,
Try gunpowder.
a faint crash comes from the other side of the statue, and all of the guards tell you all to stay working, and they all run off to the sound. So obviously the chaos is starting to ripple. You grab the gunpowder and you place it where Evie mentioned, and you leave a small trail to sort of as like a ignition cord, and you light it from a safe distance by using one of there's a torch of fire, and you light it there. You haven't just got a lighter on you or anything.
She's a
The
smoker.
prompt, yeah, it's a heavy smoker. The prompt that you have chosen for her on this one is an arc.
Oh, an arc.
An arc. A arc. A arc.
Arc.
A arc.
That means I'm adding a book to my TBR then, because I didn't put any on my September
Well,
TBR.
No.
Okay. See, I was planning to read one of my arcs before the end of August.
Just finish the last 10 pages on
Advanced reader's copy. Just letting Brad know what it is.
I thought it was just a word, like it's an arc. I didn't know it was an acronym.
Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark. I have basically I have two choices, because one, I wanted to read Under the Whispering Door before the end of, because I've obviously Monday is bank holiday.
Yeah.
I was going to spend a lot of tomorrow reading Frostheart and for Polathon, even though Polathon technically finishes. I don't care. I'm doing it on the Sunday as well. I was going to read Frostheart tomorrow, and then I was going to try and get an arc done by the end of Tuesday. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put The Last Graduate on my TBR for September, because I have an e-arc of that. By Naomi Novik, so that is the sequel to A Deadly Education. I'll go get the first one.
Instead of putting her glasses on, she just...
This is my ugly Illumicrate version of A Deadly Education.
Why did they do yellow? I don't
They're disgusting. What the fuck was this choice? Why is it like a shitty gold? Ugh, gross. Has really nice blue sprayed edges, and the original cover is like the inverted colors of this, so it's dark blue on the back and gold foiling. I don't know why they made this choice, but
What's wrong with it?
It's just gross. Look at the color of it.
It's very mustard.
Yeah, it's not good. I like yellow.
It's a muted mustard. It's not even a powerful mustard.
Yeah, look at
Muted.
it compared to the chair.
You want a powerful mustard, really, don't you?
Ugh.
Really, yeah, you need the kick.
Or a Dijon. Where's the Dijon? Huh?
If anyone doesn't know, A Deadly Education is about a magical school that basically tries to kill its students. The main character is called Galadriel, which is a bit cringe, but they call her Elle. It is a bit cringe. But her
Why
name
would you
is
go to
Elle.
that school?
Why would you enroll?
Why would
It's
you
the
go
only
there?
school. It's the only magical school in the UK. So you
Right.
have to. And there's different enclaves like around the world, and basically if you're in an enclave you're kind of protected, but the main character's mum just lives in like a yurt in Wales and just makes her own healing spells, but the main character just wants to be like in an enclave and be like one of the popular kids kind of thing and be in on it. But she's not very likable, but I do like her because of that. And yeah, the sequel's coming out in September, and I've got an e-arc of it, so may as well read that, because I am really excited to read it, to be fair.
One of the magical readathon prompts is school setting, isn't it?
Yes, but I picked
Something else.
Ninth House. I picked something for Dark Academia as well, I swear.
It may
Did
just
I
be
pick
Dark
The Last
Academia.
Graduate? I didn't pick The Last Graduate, did I, George?
Yes, you did. Yeah, you did.
In my video?
Yes, yeah, I remember putting the picture up on it.
Oh.
Oh, so you're not adding anything?
Thanks for jumping in earlier.
Oh, what? Wait, what? What?
He's zoned out for 10 minutes.
He's just like,
I just muted, like, I didn't hear any of that.
oh, well, so apparently I did put The Last Graduate on my TBR. I'm just very forgetful.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
So
did.
it's already on my TBR then.
Right.
Which is good. No extra bucks for me. Woo! So that's choice number 4. That's the penultimate choice.
That is the penultimate choice. Okay, so before all of this happens, Brad, you're still inside the tent, and
Yep.
the chaos outside is getting louder and very consistent. So it's getting closer. Looking, I've spelled around wrong here, sorry. Looking around the tent you're in, and there is nothing of worth.
Around.
I put AORUND. Around. I shoddily put together bed frame covered in old materials, some wire with dirty clothes hanging on it, and a wonky bedside table. The chaos is getting considerably louder, but you hear a familiar sound amongst it. Someone is calling your name. You peek outside the tent, and who is it but other than your good friends, Ro and Spoops?
Hello, good friends.
I was about to get my freak on, but I suppose we'll carry on. So, after you've reconnected, and they explain, obviously, Maddie and Evie have gone to, break inside the statue, you make your way to the back of the statue as well. You turn the corner, and you reach the back of the statue, and you see 2 guards run by to obviously help with what's going on behind them. There is a trail of light reaching a box against the wall on the statue, and an explosion illuminates everything around you, and a scalding hot heat wave blasts you.
Oh,
Right.
Bloody hell, that's
what's going on
warm,
around here?
It's cracking flags.
I'm thinking this might have been my fault.
All of your eyebrows are singed, complete off.
Oh no, my eyebrows.
Where have they gone?
And the explosion has left a hole big enough for you all to sort of squeeze in and climb in to the statue.
Even the tallest
We're
woman
all
there.
going in.
You're all going in, even the tallest one there.
Just
You
a
do have to
limbo.
I can
crouch.
do it.
You have to crouch
I can
once you're
do
in,
it.
though. You are about
On
9
limbo.
foot tall. So everybody carefully heads in deeper into the statue, and you enter a large square room. Miraculously, torches are lit on the inside, and along every wall of the room is a block of marble acting as a table. And lining the tables are dozens of marks set out meticulously.
Oh,
Oh
At
shit,
the
we
center-
can't load, guys.
At the center of the room is an extravagant tomb.
oh shit, bro.
Evie begins slowly scanning every mark, hoping to find the same mark she used to hopefully teleport you back to the past. And as she's carefully examining the marks, crashes come from the hole and a gust of air hits your backs. Behind you, squeezing down the hole, are 2 crabs and the chieftain, Alton, with a bunch of guards.
How are the crabs getting in?
They're galloping in. They're managing to get in.
They're scuttlers.
And Alton says, "How dare you defile the icon of our god? You'll die for this."
Quick!
And he sends his crab riders towards you. Very slowly, sort of like intimidatingly, like walking towards you. And in a panic, Ro, you grab the first mark on the table closest to you and prepare to use it. So please grab a mark. Grab a mark. Come on.
Come on, Ro.
There we go. Perfect. Although you
Lovely.
don't know what it does or how to use it, once you hold it with both hands, a swell of power consumes you. Your vision narrows and the rest of your senses become heightened. Complete understanding of what the mark does floods into your mind. You grasp onto it tightly and what looks like clones of you materialize from your body.
Bloody hell, there's loads of you.
Many more appear, filling the room quickly with copies of yourself. The chieftain, the guards, and even the crabs look a mixture of horrified and confused. With a mere thought, all of the clones begin running and surrounding the crabs. They all are taking swipes and trying to attack everything. And as soon as the crabs connect with any of your clones, it just distorts and into a cloud and vanishes. So they're not actually physically there. They're more sort of just like illusions.
Haha, idiots!
The rest of you start helping out these phantom clones of Ro in fighting them back. Evie shouts that she's found the marks that she needs and pulls a paper from her pockets and begins writing with ink pouring from the mark. A crab barrels through the clones, though, and rushes towards Evie just as she finishes, and in a panic, she opens the page towards the crab. And tendrils appear from the page and consume the crab, suck the crab in, and the crab's gone.
Can you feel it now, Mr. Crab?
So you, Ro, you begin feeling extremely worn out from the immense effort of creating all of these clones and using this mark. And as Evie runs up to you...
I'm worn out a lot of the time, to be honest.
Even more so. And she hands you the piece of paper that will take you back. The chieftain lunges forward and grabs Evie by the arm and holds a crude knife to her throat. Pressure on your body you didn't even notice releases, and you loosen the grip on the mark as all of your clones vanish. And Alton shouts, "Kneel and lay down your sorcerer's weapons, and we will kill you quickly, or I will kill her slowly," obviously meaning Evie. And this is your final choice. Now, Evie handed you the piece of paper. You can go back by yourself and leave her, or you can try and help her and both go back.
Are you going to kill Evie 2 episodes in a row?
It's like an ongoing gag now. It's like Kenny from South Park.
Uh...
Now, earlier on, you were saying, we're a team now, Evie. Let's work together. So...
Us travellers are judging you.
Or was it bullshit? Huh?
Huh?
Ro, if that is your real name.
Big
Yeah, I'll
choices.
help her.
Ooh. I wasn't expecting that.
I should
Don't like you wanted to.
Surprise, bitch! I'm a nice person.
I'll give you the prompt for this one, the final prompt before we go into it. And the prompt is a colourful cover, which I'm sure you can fulfill.
I feel like this is quite bright. Quite colourful.
Yes,
Bright red.
popping colours.
Blues and whites. This is for the wolf and it's floppy. This is someone was saying to me that it's actually a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but her name is literally Red. So I'm pretty sure it's a Red Riding Hood retelling. And she's goes to the wolf. So
she's got a red hood on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Red Rising retelling. Red Rising? Red Riding Hood.
Yay! It doesn't need to be
Red
retold.
Rising
It's perfect.
Basically, For the Wolf is... The second one is called For the Throne, which is a very good sequel name, I think. Considering that the synopsis is basically the first daughter is for the throne, the second daughter is for the wolf, which makes me think that this is about this daughter and the second one might be about the first daughter, if that makes sense. This is the second daughter. You know what I mean. So yeah, it's, I think, not technically enemies to lovers because the male character is like a cinnamon roll person instead of being like gruff and like
like me. No. A gruff. Like me.
Yeah, I guess.
Is this the colourful cover?
George, you are the most cinnamon roll person I've met like in real life, other than Katie is like pure cinnamon roll, other than her smutty brain, and then you are the most cinnamon roll male that I've ever met. It's a good thing. I like cinnamon rolls.
Bye,
Maddie did not agree with that.
Maddie disagrees.
Gone in protest.
But yeah, final choice. I think for this, I picked this for... God, I have such a bad memory.
I think it was like, was it Myth Law
Oh, retelling, like fairy tale.
Yeah.
It was a fairy tale prompt, and I picked this as a retelling of a fairy tale. And then I don't remember what it was for magical readathon.
Neither do I.
There she is.
I was fiddling with the cable and I accidentally unplugged my webcam.
Sick.
Oh, Grant,
Yeah,
eating you.
okay. That is the final one. I've heard that the romance is really good,
Possibly heard you.
Oh,
and I like that it's floppy. So, and I heard it's really atmospheric as well. So I'm excited. I'm excited to read this one.
Okay.
Woo! We did
So-
it.
Holding the mark that created the clones, you struggle to lift your hands up. Clenching onto the mark, another clone manifests and darts into Alton, causing him to stumble. In this, you grab Evie's arm and pull her towards you with the last of your strength and open the page onto both of you. And tendrils once again appear, taking you both into the page.
I'm gonna turn around and go. Thanks for your help. Bye, Grant.
You all wave,
Bye,
and
Grant. What about the rest of us?
Grant pops in and just pops his hat out to you, and he's like, just a little thing.
Milady.
Yes, exactly. And you fall onto fresh snow. The time travel haze slowly wearing off as Evie helps you up. Biting wind blows specks of snow onto your cheek and reduces your visibility drastically. Nothing to be seen more than 10 feet ahead of you, both of you now alone in a frozen desert. And this is the end of TBRpg Part 5. That's the end of the story.
That is it, and we just about hit an hour.
Yeah, well done, everyone. Well done, everyone. Special mention to Grant.
Yeah.
Shout out
My
to
boy.
Grant.
The story would not
Okay,
just
Grant.
not have been the same without Grant.
No, absolutely.
Grant Mitchell Peed. Let's call him by his full name.
Your full
Yeah,
title,
exactly.
please.
The third.
Mister.
Sir.
I'm sure you guys already know Spooks and Maddie, but just in case you don't, their ats are in the description, so you should check
Also,
them
this is
out.
Brad. He doesn't have a YouTube, but he's most of the time on mine.
I'm just vibing.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you
Yeah,
enjoyed.
thanks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was so much fun.
I'm
Really
glad
got
you
into
had
it.
fun. It's really cool having other people here. It probably would have been because there's 3 of you, it's hard to get you all to do like quite a lot, but in future we can get you on individually so you can do a little bit more.
Yeah.
Make people senses. I think that'd be pretty cool. We
Only
do
if Grant
have
comes with me.
Grant only. Grant is required.
We'll see
Yeah.
what I
The
can do.
spin-off with Spooks and Grant.
He's quite busy. His schedule is quite. He's got a lot of projects in the future, but I'll see if I can nail Grant down for the next TBRpg.
We are doing a spooky one-shot TBRpg for technically my November TBR because we'll be doing it like the video will be coming out around Halloween, but it's for the November TBR, obviously. So that will be one that will be coming out soon as well.
I
Exciting.
forgot about that. I'll probably have to start that soon.
George forgot it was your idea.
I know. Whoops.
So maybe spooks for that one since you're so spoopy.
Mm.
And since you're having a spoopathon in October as well, that would be a
Announcement for that is on Wednesday, everyone.
Wednesday!
Wednesday at 6 p.m.
I will be doing that thing again where I put it in the description of all my videos in the run up, like all the way through October.
Because
Like,
you're
this
just
is
a
cancelled.
supportive friend, Ro.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining me. I know it's a little bit different seeing it live rather than edited, so it's a little bit different in that way. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you again next month for next month's TBRpg. Bye.
Bye, everyone.